Hello and welcome to our third and final in a series of presentations on construction and demolition waste management. Today's presentation is Avoiding and Reducing Construction and Demolition Waste, Part 2. Reusing materials. It is likely that you already reuse materials on site. Sometimes it's not up to you to decide what happens to leftover materials. But consider for a minute, is there any more that you can do? How can I reuse materials? Collect offcuts of timber, plasterboard, half bricks and blocks for reuse. Let all staff know that these are available. Use bulk bags to segregate waste and leftover materials for reuse. Don't throw away materials like fixtures and fittings. Return them to the supplier for exchange or refund, or take them with you to use on the next job. Using a mini crusher and screener for leftover bricks and hardcore could save costs on waste and new aggregates. Try to use suppliers who use and collect returnable packaging like pallets and crates. Mix unused paints together and use as an undercoat. Let solvents and cleaning fluids settle so they can be reused. Wastes worth segregating for reuse and recycling. Blacktop can be recycled, such as for bound layer of road, bulk fill, paving of compounds, and trial paths. Concrete can be recycled, for example, aggregate in roads, fill, or new concrete. Timber can be reused or recycled, such as for shuttering, hoarding, or for chipboard. Excavation spoil or topsoil can be reused in landscaping. Metals can be reused or recycled, such as for smelt. Tiles, blocks, bricks, clay, and architectural features can also be reused. Packaging and plastics can be reused or recycled, such as for pallets. Oils, paints, and chemicals can also be reused. Disposal. Even after reduction and/or reuse of waste, there is still likely to be waste going in the skip. Remember, this is when it's going to start costing money. On top of the cost of skip hire, landfill tax is applied, which is increasing at a minimum rate of €5 per ton per year. As you may recall from our first presentation, as of July 2013, the landfill levy will be €75 per ton. So, before you throw something in the skip, see if it can be reused. But, if it really can't be reused, and it has to be thrown away, make sure you skip it properly. Before putting anything in the skip, ask yourself, can your waste be recycled? If so, segregate it properly. There's no landfill tax to pay on recycled waste, and in some cases, you might even make your money back on it. So try not to contaminate recycled waste with any hazardous or active waste which may prevent it from being recycled. Inert waste, for example sand and soil, is cheaper in landfill tax than active waste. But like recycled waste, if it gets contaminated in any way, you'll be charged for a full load of active or hazardous waste. So be sure to separate waste correctly and minimize the costs involved with disposal. Skip management. Skips should be color-coded for ease of identification. Signage should be easily seen and read. After removal of skips from site, signage should be replaced on the new empty skips. Alternatively, permanent signposts should be erected. Identifying waste. It is illegal to mix hazardous and non-hazardous waste. When identifying hazardous waste, remember TICR. So, if it has one or more of the following traits: toxic, ignitable, that is, it's flammable, corrosive, or reactive, it's a hazardous waste. Examples of hazardous wastes: fluorescent tubes, oily rags, solvent-based lead paint, varnishes, sealants, and adhesives, batteries, preservative-treated timber, coal, tar, and tar products, television monitors, oil, petrol, and diesel, asbestos, fridges. Please note, wet cement is defined as a non-hazardous waste. However, water which has come into contact with cement powder can be highly alkaline and is therefore a hazardous waste. Where possible, store and reuse washout water, allowing the silt to settle. Examples of inert waste: set concrete, bricks, tiles, gravel, slate, glass, sand, and subsoil. Examples of non-hazardous waste: preservative-free timber, plastic, insulation, empty tins and tubes, scrap metal, carpets, water, linseed, and clay-based paint tins. Loading skips. Once you've identified the correct skip for your waste, load it well. If you load your skips poorly, up to 70% of it could just be air. So pack skips well. The skip in the diagram may look well packed. However, 25% of it is fresh air. This wasted space costs money. Don't forget canteen waste. Good waste practices on site don't stop at the door of the canteen. Don't forget to separate out your waste after having lunch or dinner, if the facilities are available. If facilities are not provided, why not bring home your food waste and separate it there? But why bother? Food waste is biodegradable and decomposes when it is placed in the landfill. It then produces leachate, which is a toxic, polluting liquid. It also produces methane and other greenhouse gases that negatively affect our atmosphere and contribute to climate change. Finally, remember the waste hierarchy. Eliminate. Avoid producing waste in the first place. Reduce. Minimize the amount of waste you produce. Reuse. Use items as many times as possible. Recycle. Recycle what you can only after you have reused it. Dispose. Dispose of what's left in a responsible way. Thank you for your time and attention. This concludes our series of presentations on construction and demolition waste avoidance, reduction, and management, as well as their effects on the environment.